Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada,
The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Let's go to the powerful cognition from Bhagavad-Gita Decoded. Please understand, all kinds of food, penance, sacrifice, and charity fall into the basic three categories explained by Krishna: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. These translated as the modes of goddesses, passion, and ignorance. But the important thing is that as long as they are done in the materialistic world, they are conditioned. They are done from the space of completion with the attitude of gratitude to the divine and existence. Only then you encounter spiritual progress or spiritual elevation. Our scriptures explain that anything done in the nature of Rajasic or Tamasic cannot give the ultimate result. Only acts done from the space of Sattva or the goddess gives the final result. One who does such acts without this awareness has temporary result but not the final result. Again, very clearly Bhagavan says, the space of completion with an attitude of gratitude to the divine, attitude to the gratitude to the divine and existence. Only then you encounter spiritual progress, spiritual elevation, the space of completion with an attitude of gratitude to the divine and existence. Only then you encounter spiritual progress or spiritual elevation. Our scriptures explain that anything done in the nature of Rajas or Tamas cannot give ultimate results. Only the acts done from the space of Sattva, of goodness, give the final result. One who does such an act without this awareness has temporary result but not the final result. Even though he does good from his own Rajasic or Tamasic idea, he does not get the result. Bhagavan very beautifully says here, the space of completion with the attitude of gratitude to the divine and existent, only then you encounter spiritual progress or spiritual elevation. Our scriptures explain that anything done in the nature of rajas or tamas cannot give the ultimate result. Only the act done from the space of sattva or goodness gives the final result. One who does such an act without this awareness has temporary result but not final result. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana are eternal, unchangeable truth revealed from the source scriptures.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of Mahima, power of increasing height of body and object, is taken from the Shiva Samhita 5.76 to 7a. Maranam ghādyate tena sakenapi na ghādyate tasya syat paramasiddhe animadi guna prada vayussannachadate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam akashapanakajagalptiyu samapi vadhate maranam khadyate tena sakenapi na khadyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi guna prada vayuh sanacharate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam akashapanakajagalaptiyu samapi vadhate.
Shastra Pramana Shiva Samhita 5.7678. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says, death is eaten by him, he is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Anima, Lahima, Mahima, etc. The wind energy moves equally throughout his body. The juices of his body also increases. Rasavritti, the nectar exuding from the eternal lotus, also increases in him. Bhagavan beautifully says here how we exist and how the spiritual progress happens and from what context we need to work. He says so beautifully, when we work from the goodness, the sattva space, then it expands into spiritual progress. Even if we do some good out of tamas or rajas, it is only giving us more and more incompletion. Bhagavan beautifully says that Karna, he was always giving every day, everybody, everything just to prove his identity. Because he was only doing the whole sacrifice out of identity, he had a lot of sufferings. He did not have a spiritual progress. He could not see the difference between the that he has to be with Krishna because of the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred that he was going through, because of everything was done from the his identity. Even though he did the most auspicious things, but he did from his rajas and tamas to get his space completed by using the charity, but not to understanding the higher reality, the ultimate science, as his reality to function. If he has done the ultimate higher science without all this struggle, he would have attained the moksha. Because he has to go through so much of misery is because of the tamas and rajas that he was in. All the time we think, we plan, we have a big execution plan and everything amazing done. But from the context when we do, how much ever correct we are and how much ever result we get, the essence of the whole what we do does not deliver what we are looking for. It will not deliver anything when we looking for, when we do from the context that it is out of tamas or rajas. If we do from the context of sattva, only then, even if you do little, it becomes the greatest thing. It need not be a huge offering, but it will be the greatest. Bhagavan says, so many of them just offered some flowers and got enlightened, even through the stone and got enlightened. But somebody who's doing the whole thing, and they will not be even touched by the Paramashiva space. The Pusala Naina story, the king had built a huge temple, but Paramashiva did not go to his temple, rather stayed with Pusala Naina because he did it from the depth, from the context of building for Hridayeshwar, Bhagavan inside his heart. The whole context was sattva, and simply he got enlightened just by building in a temple in his heart. Such is the possibility, Bhagavan says. When you understand the higher reality, you don't have to struggle through the life. And first, you understand the struggle only when you have the gratitude and only have the listening space. Only if you understand the gratitude, you will even understand the sattva space. Otherwise, even understanding of the sattva space does not occur to you. If you are only in deep gratitude for what you are receiving, not just thankful, but gratitude is much more than just being thankful. How Bhagavan says so beautifully, for everything that he built and he did the Pranapashta, he will bow down. Even for the Simhasan that he has built, he will bow down. Even for the book he keeps it, he will bow down. Anything and everything, including his car, he will bow down. Everything he will bow down to tell us that everything that exists is Paramashiva. He sees everything as Paramashiva. He is in such a joy that everything is Arnagiri Yogeshwara. He just simply bow down and oneness with the whole thing. That is the joy he experienced because of the gratitude he has for the joy of everything that he sees, brings him that only memory that he is Paramashiva and aligns him back to Arnagiri Yogeshwara. That is what Bhagavan is telling us again and again in physical form to us, that how he is in oneness, celebrating everything, everything as a gratitude. Like how a small child, whatever you give, she's so excited to see something new. Same way, Bhagavan, whatever we give, he thinks that is Paramashiva and just bow down and thinks that's the most auspicious thing. When somebody asked Bhagavan, you could have stopped all this scandal, like how they asked the Krishna, you could have stopped Mahabharata war. Uddhava asked, same way, Bhagavan they asked. He said, I don't even know this are all bad. He thought everything is auspicious. Bhagavan lives only the space of auspiciousness and radiating that because everything is from the gratitude says. So everything happens from the sattvic space. Such a beautiful space that Bhagavan is teaching all of us to understand and live from that space, that everything is Paramashiva. What we experience, why it exists is because of Paramashiva. Have the deep gratitude and earning. Simply you will be revealed with all the knowledge that he says. He says, I don't do anything. I go and bow down to a book. It just reveals to me. And all the rishis have done that only. When they do surrender to the plant or the book or all the stars, they come and reveal everything. There is no department of science and they have a microscope and a telescope to see. Bhagavan beautifully described just that humble space. Please reveal that to me because everything is in oneness. Bhagavan, everything just gets revealed when he switches on the button in deep gratitude. Wherever he goes, in deep gratitude, he gets all the information. The whole code, Bhagavan says, the secret code is being such a gratitude. He just receives all the information what he needs to know. So with that powerful cognition, we'll go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramanas are the authorities of Hinduism, Vedic rishis, scientists who have time tested, verified the science of our manifestation, power of increasing a height of any small object. Now, this is from Vayu Purana. Sacrifice of Daksha. Goddess Sati, the youngest daughter of Daksha, Prajapati, always set her heart on Shiva and wished to marry Shiva since her childhood. But Daksha didn't like Mahadev. He believed the Lord Shiva was odd among all gods, wearing the tiger skin snake around his neck, Daksha also didn't like Shiva consuming all the demons. In spite of all her father rejected Sati, anyhow married Shiva. Daksha plans a yajna because he wanted to teach God Shiva a lesson and to show him the supremacy of being Prajapati. Except Shiva and Sati, he invited everybody. Sati, still attached to her father, goes to her father's abode to stop the yajna, since it was a sin to do the yajna in Shiva's absence. There she was insulted by Daksha, and when he insulted and abused her husband Shiva, she decided to kill herself, promising to return to her father who will be worthy of respect. Mahadev, with anger, pulls out of one of his strands of his hair and Virabhadra appeared, and the form of Virabhadra goes and with his army and to Daksha's abode and beheads Daksha and throws Daksha's head into the sacred fire of Yajna. The hair becoming a huge demon from Sadashiva to play this Leela of ending Sati, and then she comes as a next birth as Parvati. Now we'll go the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana are Leela of Bhagavan.
And an international web channel, I am uttering the words very responsibly. As a person who is born with Ashta Maha Siddhis, I tell you, the science of Siddhis is enrich others. Whenever I did not enrich others, these powers did not express through me. Whenever I was in integrity, I was authentic about enriching others with no incompletions, only enriching, I have seen all these Ashta Maha Siddhis playing through my body. I tell you, with authenticity, with integrity, enrich others, I promise, please understand, I promise with my integrity and authenticity, all the Ashta Maha Siddhis, the 8 great miraculous powers will play through you, will express through you, will dance through you. I am not talking out of ego or pride or boasting or claiming. If a man who has a two-wheeler, if he says, I have a four-wheeler, it is boasting. A man who has a four-wheeler and using it every day for his life, if he says, I have a four-wheeler, it is not boasting. It is introduction. Not only I have it, I am using it every day. I am playing with it every day. So I am not boasting or claiming. Please understand, I am explaining the science. Just yesterday, one of my sannyasini, she was asking, why so casually you play with powers, Swamiji? How casually you play with powers? I told her, I just wanted to tell the world, I just wanted to prove the world. The masters like Shankara, Ramanuja, Jnana Kapila, all their stories are not imagination. Because yesterday I was seeing a talk show There was a Muslim lady and Hindu man and another one atheist guy. They were all discussing about the importance of mother, the love for mother, and how the mother relationship molds us. It was a nice discussion. Each one of them are giving what their religion teaches about the relationship with mother and mother's importance. The mother relationship. When a Muslim lady was describing, she was so beautifully, such a clarity. She did not have one line doubt about what Muhammad did, what Muhammad said. And she is describing some of the extraordinary, mystical, miraculous happenings from Muhammad's life. She was not apologetic about it. She was very clear. Somebody goes and asks Muhammad that where is the heaven? Muhammad says it is in your mother's feet. And she continues to explain. Nowhere I saw any apologetic tone. But there was a Hindu. This guy is describing the relationship Shankara had with his mother. He's telling all the stories. And then he says that Shankara went and did last rituals for his mother. So he was describing the story to explain the importance of mother relationship. Then he comes to the part of that story where Shankara created the fire out of the sound, mystically using his miraculous powers, and called the Agni and offered the body. Immediately he says, this may be imagination. I just thought, God, see, I commit with Veda Mata, with all these great masters. It's my responsibility to remove the self-doubt pattern from the collective Hindu consciousness. Of course, it is not that person's mistake. It's our mistake. We did not continuously create people who will cause miracles to give trust. Or we created more media, abusal. We allowed this Western media to enter into our inner space, in our bedrooms, and abuse us left and right, and put a self-doubt inside us. In this context, I was talking to one of my sannyasini that time. Only then I said, now do you understand why I have to go on showing different spiritual powers and siddhis to the world? It is just to tell the people, when I do, I am not glorifying me, I am glorifying all the masters and removing the doubt from you, all that was a story or imagination. I will continue to play with all the Ashta Maha Siddhis just to prove Vedic tradition and the great masters of the Vedic tradition were authentically great, beings played with miracles and mystical powers.
So beautiful of Ashta Maha Siddhi. Now, Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the initiated disciple devotees all around the world sharing their testimonials. Here we have the Ashtama Siddhi of power of increasing the height of the small object. Here she's increasing the height of her ring. And second attempt of Mahima Shakti increased by 0.1 centimeter. Amazing how she increased the size.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. Deadlifting. Powerlifting exercises can be harmful to shoulder, lower back, and knee injuries, from muscle strain, tendons chronic to fractures. The deadlift exercise utilizes the entire posterior chain in the body and is considered one of the most effective full body muscle building exercises. However, deadlifts can pose a risk of spinal damage. Deadlifts place force on the spinal disc, especially when done with heavy weight. If you perform these exercises with a rounded or arched back, the amount of disc compression increases substantially and can result in bulged disc, pinched nerves, or other issues. Preparation and step-by-step personal coaching are necessary for novice who wants to lift heavy weight. Charts are given to indicate the average weight one can lift depending on the gender, height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting powers of Ashta Maha Shaktis, power of increasing the size of others. Mahima. How adolescents from Nithyananda Gurukul can effortlessly uplift double the weight he should be able to lift for his height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting power of Ashta Maha Shaktis, powers to lift huge weights effortlessly. Also known as Lagima, power to make things lighter.
The Shastra Pramana, the direct words of Mahasadashiva, where Sadashiva reveals how this Shakti manifests. It is from the Paushkar Agama, Vidyapada, Patala 6. Lagima shigrage vitvam pankadhavapya majjanam Mahima vyapya chasthanam brihadendriyadadribihi. You can take on the stage now.
Yes, so first we have Srinivas, you'll be stepping up, and we'll take your weight first and see where you're at, and then we'll compare that number against the lift that you'll be doing. So if you want to just quickly step up and take your weight.
As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj, a Rudra of the Nithyananda order, is stepping up on the weighing scale, and you will be seeing, as you can see, he is 54.1 kgs.
So 54 kgs. And on the bar, as I mentioned earlier, I got a little excited talking about this, is 115 kgs. And just to put this into perspective, I actually haven't lifted this weight in over 3 years. So what he's going to be doing is something I haven't trained and done in 3 years. And so I'm excited to see this. What he'll be comparing is up against, and again, this is very logical and there's a lot of numbers involved. He's lifting roughly 120 pounds more than somebody that is a beginner, which is completely insane because I'm assuming he hasn't been training. I don't know how long he's been training for, but I don't think he's been training very long. And so 120 pounds more than a beginner he'll be lifting, and he's lifting a weight that I haven't lifted in over 3 years. So I'll let him take this.
So that's great. Srinivasa Maharaj, you can come up in the front. You can see Srinivasa Maharaj is getting into the position. As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj has lifted.
I don't mean to be a stickler for form and all this, but when it comes to training, form is everything. You're going to get much more power if you have like exact form. And I can say his form was not correct, but it didn't matter. That's what's shocking, is that you were able to somehow muster the strength without having the correct base.
And Srinivasan Maharaj is just 54 kgs and he has lifted over 115 kgs just like that without any effort.
Setting up for increasing the height of the small object, camera with the timestamp, Jnana scale or height of the measuring tape, small object that you can pick up like Atmalinga. Let's go to setting up the camera. Download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure that the time is shown on the screen is vividly and clearly placed. Make sure the camera is facing you, a wide angle and a bright place. Please take a few minutes to set up the camera. Don't miss these moments to record all these Shaktis. Guidelines to manifest the powers. Turn on the video recording. Apply the Jnana in your third eye between your eyebrows. If you have it, bring awareness to your third eye. Place the object in front of you. Measure the height of the small object twice for accuracy. Through your third eye, change the height of the object. After the manifestation, measure the small object again twice so that you know that accurately you're measuring the object height. After you measure the height, make sure you see the changes by 5 to 10 points, 5 to 10 centimeter differences between the two objects, the first object and the second object when you are measuring the tape. Take a picture of both the heights. The height increase should be manifested by 5 to 10 points. If you just feel the heat or Kundalini energy and see only very small changes, excellent, you start manifesting. Celebrate the manifestation by sharing the videos with everybody. You will simply start manifesting more powers. Verification of all these videos authentically. Share your videos with powerful cognition and listen to others manifesting these powers. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence.
the Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing
the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you, you will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of be unclutched, it does miracles in your being, in the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just on jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Maha Sadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. And it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion, to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest
the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process for changing the height of a small object. Verify no video editing is done. The video is not stopped or restarted during the process. All videos have timestamp and a wide angle. Do not touch the object during the power manifestation. Do not tamper the height by adding or removing any item for the object. Authentically, the height should be increased by 5 to 10 units. Seen visibly change between the two objects, that one was placed and one after it was placed. Two pictures should make a huge difference that we can see visibly. And thank you so much for manifesting these powers. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham